Hello students of International Business, this is Saba and I'm making this video to explain a little bit about your term paper which contains a huge portion of your final mark. Let's get started. For this term paper, we are using a software called VOS Viewer. Hopefully you have downloaded it so far. For writing this term paper, we are going to choose one article that has been cited over 500 times. This means that this article has been cited over 500 times by other researchers. What we need to do is to analyze this citation to see on which field they have worked on and what aspect of this field they have covered and how the researchers' focus change over time, and many other analysis can be done by this software. So we are using this software, VOS Viewer, to analyze it, and I'm going to explain it step by step how to do that. And let's get into, let's talk about the concept first. We need to find out that among all the work that other researchers have been done about this topic, what is actually missing, what needs to be modified. That's why we call it rethinking part. It could be adding variables or factors or criteria, or it could be modifying a definition or anything else depending on the chosen topic. So now I'm going to talk about a little bit about the structure. So it is common, like if you want to write an article, it starts with abstract, which should be the last thing that you want to write. Don't start writing abstract at the beginning. So you need to first finish your term paper, and conclusion and abstract are kind of similar together. So this is the last step. You start with an introduction, then methodology, and then contribution of other authors, which is kind of map analysis. And our rethinking part, conclusion, and the reference. This is the structure that you need to follow when you're writing your term paper. So how to get the access to the data, how to work with VOS Viewer, I'm going to explain it now. I hope you will find it useful. So the main source that we have is Google Scholar. So what you have chosen an article, and I hope that you have already done that and confirmed it with the Professor Salman. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to just give an example. So I have this article here, expert versus FTI. And I'm gonna just go to Google Scholar and search it. So it shows me that here, this is the one that I'm interested in. In Web of Science, it has been mentioned over 500 times. Actually, it's 1398. So which is a good source to analyze the citation. So what I need to do is to click on Web of Science, and it actually give me the access to Web of Science. You need to be on campus to go through that website and export data. So it shows here for me that citing article is 1259. It's a little bit less than that. That was showing in Google Scholar. That is fine as long as it's not less than 500. And then now we need to export our data. So we have this export, but we have this limitation. We cannot export more than 500 articles at a time. So we need to actually break it into steps. So I need to do that 3 times. So let's do that together. Record from 1 to 500 and make sure that it's full record and cited references. And the format should be plain text, and I'm gonna click export. It might take a while to export it. I'm just waiting for it. It exported 500. Now I'm just gonna continue with, start with 501 and finish at 1000. Again, it's full record and cited references, plain text, export. And I'm just gonna wait a little bit. to be exported. There we go. And the last one hopefully is 1001. To the number that we have here for me is 1259. And full record unsighted references, plain text, export, and we have all the data we need. I'm just gonna move them to my desktop so that I can use them easily. So I just want to add something else before we get into viewers viewer. So when you're on this website, you can see that you have two options here: analyze result, and it will give you some idea that how many articles was in the field of economics, how many was in the field of business finance. It's good for your map analysis, your contribution of other authors. This is kind of analysis of these citations, and you can actually go to create citation reports, and you will get some summary and sum of cited, time cited, and you get this graph. You can use them in your term paper for the section of map analysis. This is a good source. Maybe you can go over this top 10 most cited and analyze that. So you have the access to data, but you need to be on campus to use that. So let's get started with VOS Viewer. I'm gonna launch it, and just waiting a bit. It is taking a while. Thank you for being patient with me. Okay, this is the platform of VS Viewer, and we're gonna start with create. And you have three options. You need to create a map based on bibliographic data, and then click next. The first option, read data from bibliographic database file. Next, and we are actually having data from Web of Science, so click on Web of Science. Web of Science file, we need to select those files that we have downloaded, exported. So I'm just going to select 3 of them and click OK, and then go to next. And it's reading Web of Science file because it contains a lot of data. It might take a while. So now I have this type of analysis and I have this unit of analysis. This is the part that you need to figure out which type of analysis you want to do. But the most important one is co-occurrence of all the keyword. And I'm gonna click next. And you need to set the minimum number of occurrence. So for me, I have this 3022 keywords. And if I set that for 5, I get 364 meet this threshold. So 364 keywords were mentioned 5 times. So if I increase that, it's going to reduce. So the number of words that has been cited 7 times, not cited, mentioned 7 times, it's going to decrease. So I'm just going to set that at 5. You need to figure out which number is working the best for you. So just play with this number and figure out which one gives you the best map. And again, click next. And I have this number 364, and I'm going to finish that. This software is kind of text mining software and clustering, so it actually giving me clusters based on the similarity of that keywords together. So when the keywords are actually mentioned more times, they're bigger. So you can see that in this cluster, the blue one, productivity, trade, expert, innovation, these are my keywords. This is not a good map because it contains like a lot of like 8 clusters, and it's like inside of each other. So you might want to play with this minimum threshold of keywords to get the better map so that you can actually specify all the clusters. And this is the whole idea. But you can actually create a lot of things depending on what you need to show, what uh, what is your analysis. So I'm gonna just do that again. It could be, these are just examples. You can see that you have these options: changing type of analysis, unit of analysis. You need to figure out what to do. So I'm just gonna take another example: co-authorship and countries. Let's say, and go next. And minimum number of documents, I will keep it 5. And I'm just gonna click next. I have 36 countries. So it shows how like the countries that researchers have been working in about this topic and how they are actually connected to each other. So we have this cluster of England, Ireland, Scotland, and so on and so forth. This is the whole concept of it. I hope you find it useful for now. So the other thing is that we have, that was for network visualization. We have this overlay visualization, which gives me this color-coded map. And this time, this color-coded actually is based on the recent activities, and like the yellow one is going for recent activities, and the dark blue is going to the previous and past activities. So you can actually, based on overlay visualization, you can actually analyze it in a way that the focus of researchers, how the focus of researchers changed over time, especially when it comes to keyword. I'm going to do that again. Especially when it comes to keywords, overlay visualization. Not that. The data from bibliographic. And let's do that for co-occurrence, all keywords. Next, I'm gonna increase it a bit, 7 maybe, and click next, and hopefully I get what I want. So based on these keywords that we have here, you can find out that recently they have been working on what keywords have been mentioned in the recent articles. That is the whole concept of it. Let's see, I don't have anything else to add. If you have any other questions, let me know. You can email me or text me on Skype. We can set a meeting if you need help. I hope that was useful. Have a great day. Take care. Stay safe.